Hello and welcome to the Three Geeks podcast, back to our Sunday nights. A little earlier than we used to be, but we are back to Sundays. My name is Jason. Tonight I'm joined by Max, Mike, and Dan, and we are ready to talk some geek. Is everybody excited about this?
Woo! Yay, geek.
I am excited. I am ecstatic to talk about some nerdy stuff. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audible.com/3geeks for all of your books, entertainment needs. Definitely check it out. I am almost finally done with it. So I actually had a day at work where I was listening to my podcast and I was caught up. I've never been caught up on my podcast. I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? And then I remembered that I had Audible and they got me through the last 3 hours of work. So thank you, Audible, and everybody. Link is in the description below. We got our buddy Mike, who has a lot of stuff happening on his channel. So go check that out. YouTube.com/MikeMcGTV. We've been kind of slacking on the reviews on our side, but Mike has reviews for a lot of stuff. The Do-Over, which I'm sorry that he had to watch that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, you saw Popstar, right?
Yeah, I just saw that today, this morning.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the review. Can you give us like 5 words? How was it?
It was very, very funny. 5
Yes.
words. There you go.
I've heard that it is hysterical. Maybe not the best movie in the world, but it does what a comedy's supposed to do, which is make you laugh.
It's a good modern-day spiritual successor to This Is Spinal Tap.
Oh man.
Those are
It's
big
not-
words, sir.
It's not as good as Spinal Tap, but it's got a lot of the same sensibilities, and you can appreciate it for that.
Yeah, I visited Max at work on Saturday before our meeting with Christy, and I played him the "I Want to Fuck You Like Bin Laden" song. That was so funny.
I bought the soundtrack because of this movie. I went out immediately and bought the soundtrack after I watched it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those guys, and I'm glad that this movie is doing well, or at least word of mouth is doing pretty well. So, box office report for this weekend. Let me pull that up real quick. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did $35 million to be number one at the box office. So, Dan, Max, did you guys get around to seeing Turtles this weekend?
No, I only read the Batman vs. Ninja Turtles comic book. I did not go see the movie. I figured my time was better spent that way.
See, I did a review on the channel, so check that out. But I'll give a really quick synopsis or review. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Like, when I walked into the store, I had a quick chat with Max about it, and I'm like, yeah, the acting kind of sucked. They wasted Casey Jones. The plot was predictable. You know, I went through all these negatives about the movie, and I'm like, I loved it. I had a really good time watching this movie. I can't explain it. There's no reason I should have liked this movie, but I felt like a 10-year-old kid watching the Ninja Turtles cartoon, and I had a lot of fun leaving that theater. It was an hour and a half, I think, well spent. I don't regret it at all, and I'm not a fan of the first film that they did, so to say that says a lot. Mike, really quick, your thoughts? Or what do you think?
I was talking about this with Max yesterday on our Chat Cave podcast about the Batman Turtles crossover, and I call it now, you just got to embrace the turtleness of it. I wholeheartedly acknowledge that this franchise has gone through so many different variations, but I embrace it all, good, bad, coming out of their shells. You got this is my property where it can do no wrong because it's done several wrongs and it's still goofy fun. So it is the film that I did kind of switch my brain off at, and I'm very much like you, Jason. I found things that were issues with it, definitely the human characters. When Tyler Perry is doing a better job of blending in with the cartoony nature of the movie than the rest of the cast, that's saying something. But I just couldn't get mad at this thing. As much as I was like, yeah, that's stupid, that's dumb, I was just like, but at the same time, turtles. They're fighting Krang, who's got the voice of what's his name? Ray's brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, that was Brad Garrett?
That was Brad Garrett.
I didn't even notice. Wow.
As the voice of Krang.
I think Gilbert Gottfried would have made a good Krang.
Yeah, because he plays a Krang on the new show. I know that much. So
Oh, well, yeah, there we go.
but it was goofy and stupid and definitely setting off the impulses in the very juvenile part of my brain. But I was okay with it. So it did its job. And I mentioned it before, the Turtles movies and Turtles products have never been like the superior quality of comic books, movies, TV shows, toys, whatever. So it doesn't aspire to be anything great. It's just fun.
Yeah.
You guys have pushed this up to me like waiting for it to come on Blu-ray so that I might actually go see it in the theater.
I think you should see it in theater. I think it's a theater experience. But one of the things I did like about the second one, definitely over the first one, is I felt like the second one embraced being more of a kids movie, and I was fine with that. But the one thing that they didn't do that the first movie did was they did not throw in that absurd toilet humor. Like this movie, the first Turtles movie that they did, the Michael Bay one, was extreme in some of the innuendos and toilet humor. This one has a few things, but it's not in your face like that first one was.
Yeah, like Rocksteady cuts a fart in Bebop's face at one point, but at the same time, they're not skids and mud flap levels of annoyance. Like if you're familiar with Bebop and Rocksteady, you're not surprised that they're this much of a bungling duo.
Yeah, and for Bebop and Rocksteady, it didn't bother me as much as when the Turtles were doing it. Because, there's that scene that Mike just talked about, and then there's a scene where, Rocksteady and Bebop look in their pants to see how big their units are. Those two things were, like, the only things I really noticed. And when we left the theater, my son was like, wow, they didn't have cussing in this Turtles movie. And it's just weird that he noticed that the previous one had a lot of fouler stuff in it. But, go see it. If you do yourself a favor, go enjoy this movie. I know a lot of people are going to call the $35 million a failure. It's not. The first one, I think, did $30 million when it opened, so it's doing pretty well, and I think it deserves to do as well as it did because they gave the fans everything that they said they wanted from the first movie that wasn't there, and they give it to you in this movie. So if you're a Turtles fan from the 90s, you like the animated series, then go be your 8-year-old self, turn off your brain, turn it all off, and just sit down and just relive your childhood for an hour, and I think you will enjoy this movie. Don't expect an Oscar-winning film because you're not going to get it. But surprisingly, this is unexpected. Rondell has shown up, so he will be joining the cast now too. He brought a good friend for Max, and apparently he's getting that friend a chair. So while they get set up, I'm going to move on to our next story, which is Dan Aykroyd is being an asshole again. Sorry, Dan Aykroyd, I love you. I think you are one of the greatest people in the world. He did this whole "we're making the Turtles" thing. It started to get a little desperate. Now Dan Aykroyd is saying Ghostbusters, sorry. Dan Aykroyd is now saying, well, they did cross over. Dan Aykroyd is now saying that the new Ghostbusters film is funnier and scarier than Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2. Why? This movie doesn't have to be better than Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Right now, all of America is afraid it's going to suck. So just come out and say, it's a decent film, or it's okay. I enjoyed it. Don't say it's better or funnier or scarier than two movies. One, is beloved by so many people. Dan, what are your thoughts on Dan Aykroyd overselling this movie?
Dan Aykroyd's a weird dude. I mean, have you seen like his UFO documentaries and stuff? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he may have gone to see it and was blown away by it. He may have wandered into a different film and thought he saw what Ghostbusters was. I'm really not sure. But I mean, Dan Aykroyd is still cool, like through his like strange latter-day weirdness. So I guess he's trying to pay it a favor.
Oh,
I don't know.
Another thing he said, sorry, when he said it was scarier and funnier, we've also got Bill Murray in this film.
So I mean, is he trying to just troll it? because I don't think it's working. I don't know.
I've read a lot of stuff with the cast from this movie. A lot of people are coming out and like kind of overselling it. Melissa McCarthy has been overselling it. Ivan Reitman has been overselling it. Paul Feig has been overselling it. I don't think they need to. I think they should just let the movie come out and speak for itself. Because if it's good, then it will speak for itself. Word of mouth will travel. But Mike, you hear these comments. What are your thoughts?
This is what being a company man is about. I mean, it's his, it's coming from a property he founded, and of course, he's not going to be like, this thing blows, because he's got somewhat of a stake in it besides just being cameoed in it. He's, this has been something he at one point or another has been involved in development with. Same with Ivan Reitman. Melissa McCarthy is a hardcore Ghostbuster fan, so of course she's going to want everyone to try to see what they've tried to put together. Out of all the new cast members, it appears like she's the most adamantly passionate about it, at least. But this is what they do, full on, and they got to do something, I guess, in response to all the negative retaliation they've gotten online, as opposed to just Paul Feig saying that all nerds are assholes. They got to have some kind of positive building up of it. This is the hype train, and we're a couple of weeks out, so of course it's going to be in full swing. So I'm still going to go see the movie and judge it on its merits in there. I'm not... The trailers, granted, they haven't been doing much for me to really get hyped for it, but at the same time, those are trailers. I'm going to judge the full film, whether it sucks or whether it's awesome or whether it's just eh. I'll just go based on that. But I'm not surprised that Dan Aykroyd would be talking this up. The Bill Murray thing, I mean, Bill Murray is probably the only one there who's there for the money and just for the money. He's probably not going to go out of his way to hype it up supremely. I know he has been yeah, there's funny people in this movie, but that might just be, respect your peers and everything type thing. But I haven't heard him say anything lauding oh, man, this Ghostbusters is phenomenal. So
I didn't mean to call Dan Aykroyd an asshole. I'm just saying, the guy is a comedic genius. He has been since his days at SNL. I just don't think you need to come out and say it's in some ways better than the original two. You don't need to put the expectations there. You could just come out and kind of even them out a little bit.
Dude, it doesn't matter, because the expectation in the fanboy mind is already there that nothing will top the original. So no matter what he says, people's minds have already been made up for a year. So it doesn't even matter. He might as well go out and say and praise it, to the high heavens. He's got to do something, because I'm guaranteeing a good 60-70% of the suspected audience has its mind made up already. Max.
Yeah, I think it feels like grasping. Fuck you, Rondell, by the way. It feels like, just the please go see a movie. I swear to God it's good, whether it's good or not. But yeah, this is just more of the same. Josh Trank was on on Kevin Smith's podcast talking about how much he loved the movie before that came out, before Fantastic Four came out. So obviously you're gonna lie about how good the movie is regardless. So yeah, this just feels like that. I wish they would stop. Hey, if you don't have to, Dan Aykroyd doesn't have to be out there touting the greatness of Ghostbusters. Melissa McCarthy, I get it, she's in the movie, but Dan Aykroyd, your help isn't really needed here, and you might be doing more harm than good.
Well, like Mike said, he is a producer, and he's got a cameo.
Okay, so he's involved. So yeah, I guess this is all just fucking bullshit. Go see my movie rhetoric.
I'm sure a lot of
Superman v Batman getting a standing ovation by Warner Brother execs.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm sure a lot of the original cast too has a lot of fond attachments to the property. A lot of them are this is the movie franchise that made us what we are. no, we're not going to backstab it or be impartial observers when we can hopefully influence some goodwill. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but what if the movie sucks?
Then they'll just be like, "Hey, we were just there in cameo roles. We don't, they can."
I was like, yeah, that's my thing. Like, if the movie is shitty to where you need to like beg people to go see it, then
Ernie Hudson, Ernie
Hudson
Hudson will have another awesome, depressing story to tell at a convention.
I swear to God, they better
He'll
not
be-
cut out Ernie Hudson's cameo. I will be pissed.
I hope they cut the shit out of Ernie Hudson's cameo. That dude is like the Eeyore of acting.
Oh my God. We've told that story on this podcast before, but I'm going to tell it again real quick.
Never go see Ernie Hudson speak again. I might kill myself otherwise. Like, he's
Max
so
and
sad.
we went and saw Ernie Hudson. You know, he's talking about the Crow, and he's really happy about the Crow, and then he gets to Brandon Lee's death, and then it becomes extremely depressing. Then he talks
It was
about
depressing
some show-
before he started talking about that.
Oh yeah, because he was talking about Ghostbusters. He went in and they made him audition to be Winston in the Ghostbusters cartoon, and they wouldn't even cast him. And then he's talking about how excited he was that he finally got a guest spot on Psych, and then they recast him with Keith David. It was just a bunch of recasting stories. Poor Ernie Hudson. He was on Oz, though, for a while, right? They didn't recast him there.
Yeah, he was the warden,
No.
right?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a badass
wasn't
in Oz.
cast.
And he
Oh,
had
right.
Congo too. I mean, come on.
All right, this story is going to piss Dan off. This is the last story I have, so like I said, tonight's cast is going to be mildly short. The new Friday the 13th movie is coming, and I don't understand what's so difficult about taking a bunch of kids into the woods, setting up camp, and filming a horror movie like the rest of the old Friday the 13th movies. I don't know why we have to mess with the mythology. But we are going to meet Jason Voorhees' father if these latest rumors are correct, and I have no reason to doubt them after what they did to Michael Myers and especially the rebooted Halloween 2. Dan, your thoughts on finally meeting Mr. Voorhees?
Sure, because I mean the first 8, 9, 10 movies really like circumvented Jason's personality the whole time, and you need to get some kind of Freudian grasp of his father and mother, and did he have an Oedipus complex? You see, I mean, it's not. I mean, these slasher movies, they're not just a killer killing people. I mean, it has giant psychological innovations that you can use in your real life when you go see these. And yeah, no, I don't know. It sounds awful. It's first this week. I mean, next week we're gonna meet all of his pets and his grandma, and everybody's gonna go have a happy picnic. 'Cause that's what everybody wants out of a slasher movie.
Little fluffy Voorhees running around as a chihuahua with a hockey mask on.
Because why not? I mean, that's what horror fans pay money to go see. Happy dogs. And I don't know. I'm gonna go see this movie and I'm gonna probably go hate it. And it's an easy concept, people. Killer and teenagers. The teenagers have sex and smoke weed, then the killer kills them. And then somebody runs screaming so you can make a sequel. That's all you really need.
So what you're saying you want to see is like a scratchy Voorhees where he's got a masturbation machine in the living room, and we get to meet, the whole Voorhees family. It's kind of like a Voorhees family reunion.
No, see, because that's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they ruined that a couple years ago. So you see, they gotta do this now. I don't know, Mike.
What they should do is they'll just take all the little Clark Kent scenes from Man of Steel with Kevin Costner and just redub all those scenes with the names Jason and whatever Mr. Voorhees is going to be called. Dad, what was I supposed to do? Let them drown in the river? I don't know. Maybe. Then you have your motivation for why Jason is so messed up in the future. If we're going for this deep psychological case study, as Dan was putting it. I don't care. It's gonna be something silly and stupid. I was far more interested in the idea they were brewing for a while with all of the killers meeting in a giant just kill fest. I mean, the Robot Chicken sketch from many years ago of like all the slashers in the Big Brother house sounds far more interesting than what they're doing with this prequel to Jason's escapades. I'd rather see something like that at this point. But so be it. Witness the dark origins of Jason Voorhees through his very, I'm guessing, abusive family. Max.
Yeah, I probably wasn't gonna watch this one anyway because I'm not a fan of retarded horror movies. But this sounds awesome. This has changed my mind. I'm definitely gonna go see this one because before, when it was just about the psycho murderer, I couldn't get involved, But now that they're like, there's a whole rich backstory of psycho murdering for the family or whatever, then that definitely gets me interested. I'm sure I'm gonna love this movie.
You know what they see, I don't even know what to say about all of this. John Carpenter said something very interesting when he's talking about the new Halloween that he's going to be doing. He said, we're not diving into any backstory. Mike Myers is just evil. He's just evil. There's no reason to explain it. It just happened. And I think there's something scarier about that. Somebody that's just evil. Like something you don't know why, you don't know what makes them click. Like Mrs. Voorhees looked like a normal woman who just snaps.
Yeah. And you take it from Carpenter, who's master of that stuff, like not just with like slashers, but like his thing is like it's not evil, it's a thing and it's doing stuff. And just so happens the stuff it's doing is detrimental to the health and safety of everybody around it. So it's not like, oh, the thing had an abusive childhood on Snorlax 5, wherever it's from, before it came to Earth. But it's just like, we don't have to hear about the backstories for monsters. And Jason Voorhees is a monster.
Dude, are we going to get to meet the Thing's parents in the Thing remake that they're making in 2018?
Yeah. It comes from space and...
Does the Thing get molested by its creepy uncle?
No, the whole thing is, it's, what Jason was saying, it's the Thing's dick. He's missing his dick.
Roar!
That has been the one thread through our podcast for quite a while. But another thing, I read that Kane Hodder, is that the guy's name that played Jason earlier, Mike? Okay.
Yeah.
I read that Kane Hodder and Robert Englund were going to have guest cameos in the next season of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but there was a script written as a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason, which was Ash vs. Freddy vs. Jason. I would like to see something like that happen in a television format. That would be awesome. Awesome. Michael Bay, let Robert Englund come back. It has nothing to do with your new weird universes that you're creating. Let him do a guest spot on that show. Make Freddy relevant again, because that would be a way that I would like to see Jason and Freddy come back.
And both those franchises had their own TV shows for a while too, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to bring them to the small screen.
Yeah, and the Necro comic, I can't say the word. It was in Jason Goes to Hell, right? Was it that one that book was in?
The Necronomicon?
Yes.
I know that the weird spooky tracker dude had like a book, but I didn't think it was named.
It looked like it. That's more or less what I mean. It was the same one, I think, that the Freddy glove comes out. But Rondell, your thoughts on Jason Voorhees having a father?
Don't need to know his backstory. I feel if they were going to do that, they should have done that long ago. One of the first, 20 versions, they could have already explored this option. Doing so now, I think it's a little late for that. I really don't care to see this movie at this point. I would have to see something in the trailer to really get me intrigued.
And what does Jason's father have to do with Jason's origin anyway? Jason's a mama's boy
when
who
a man
drowned.
loves a woman,
Mom came
then
back for revenge. Jason sees his mother killed, and that's what sparks the killing spree. Where does Jason's father fit into any of this?
Well, he's a donor of some DNA.
Well,
For
yeah, I
starters.
mean, what does he do? Run off? Jason becomes a mama boy. Jason drowns. His mom has nobody left but Jason. I mean, I don't understand how that's even relevant to the story. We get to see Jason's dad take off. Whoa!
It's a long lost gene that was passed down through his.
Or is he gonna be a white trash wife beater like in Halloween?
yeah, because that was fun to sit through.
He gives him the sack that he makes for his mask in part 2. Here, son, hold on to this sack of whatever for me. Little Jason just dumps out whatever's in it and puts it on his head.
Now, what I would like to see is William Shatner come on and play Michael Myers' father.
Yeah.
We learned that his father was a great hockey player.
Yeah, we learned that Jason's
there
dad
you
was
go.
a hockey player. That's a good one.
So it actually means something when he graduates from the bag to the hockey mask.
Oh, we get Emilio Estevez to play Jason's dad.
Yep, the hockey mask has been passed down from generation to generation of the Voorhees family since they friggin' relocated from Canada in 18 on whatever.
Oh, you know how Gordon Bombay takes off in the middle of D3? Maybe he left to change his last name to Voorhees, and he moves to Canada and has a kid with some crazy woman, and that kid turns out to be Jason Voorhees, and they go camping. Jason drowns. Coach Bombay can't handle the stress, kills himself. Jason's mom goes insane and starts murdering people. That's a good movie. We need to fucking do a 3 Geeks sketch based on that right there. That would be fantastic. Oh my god, that's brilliant. Disney, you're doing reboots. Reboot that shit.
The Mighty Ducks side story you never knew you wanted.
Mighty Ducks 4, Friday the 13th. That's good. We gotta do that. I like that.
The prequel.
Yeah, they'll call it fucking Wednesday the 10th.
No. We already had
Wednesday the 18th.
Thursday the something.
Thursday the 19th would be.
And there was Saturday the 14th.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sit through that. I dare you.
Dude, I like that idea actually.
Right?
Mr. Bombay's like a 2-time and deadbeat dad. Just
Me and the 3 Geeks and Mike will get together and collaborate on something.
Dude, that provides tension too because wasn't he supposed to hook up with Charlie's mom in the first one or something?
Yeah.
Charlie! They go into witness relocation and Charlie changes his name to Jason!
Wait a minute, so Charlie's... What the...
That's the twist. That's the twist. You think it's Emilio Estevez the whole time.
And it's really Charlie.
And then a giant green goblin truck just comes out of nowhere. And
you were the maximum
Emilio
overdrive
Estevez.
crap.
Yeah.
To see right there, man. I wish that they let us make these films.
God, have you seen the Platinum Dunes movies? I'm sure they will. Let us make this.
Yeah. You gotta start out as like a script writer for like Uli Lamel, and then slowly move up.
Well, why not? We've gotten a backstory to all the other freaking people, but I like ours. That's good. That's good shit. And Platinum Dunes, your best movie is Turtles 2, and while I liked it, it doesn't say a lot for your company. I can't think of a movie better than Turtles 2 by Platinum Dunes. Anybody? Crickets,
no.
man. That was such a good idea. Oh, I have nothing else. Anybody got any video game news? We'll go to Philip real quick. Philip, video game news? No video game news. Thank you, Philip. I'm gonna keep showing that photo until Philip upgrades.
It's not the photo. It's the voice that makes me laugh. It's
Philip, I didn't see you come in there. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm
like
fucking
Mr. Bill.
How do you feel about Father Voorhees?
I don't know. We'll see it. It could be interesting.
I
just thought of something. We got a Pennywise. I don't know why I didn't say that. Let me pull up the guy's name. The guy from Hemlock Grove is playing Pennywise.
Oh, great.
I don't watch Hemlock Grove, so
Yeah,
that's
the guy from the show that I
Hemlock
watched
Grove
a
is
couple
pretty
episodes
fucking
of.
terrible.
Bill Skarsgård is Pennywise.
How many Skarsgårds are there?
Maybe they're
It's
like
like a
the new
national
Baldwins.
name.
All right, there's the dude who plays Tarzan. He's a Skarsgård, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Then
Was he the True Blood guy?
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then there's another Skarsgård. Isn't there like
Peter.
an older Skarsgård?
There's Peter Skarsgård.
Yep.
He played the dude with the big head in the Green Lantern movie.
That's right.
Then there's Skellen Skarsgård.
He's in.
All the Avengers. He's the scientist in the Thor movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we got another Skarsgård. Then we need a Sarsgaard. I didn't remember that.
Dude, whatever. Just make a movie with all the Skarsgårds crossing over.
Oh, dude.
It'll be like Highlander.
It'll be called Skar Squad. Squad's Guard.
Skarsgård. Yes.
I'm gonna let you guys go on about Game of Thrones for a few minutes. You guys have any expectations for tonight's episode? Max, take the charge.
I don't know what to fucking expect. This season, they're just throwing everything at us. I mean, like we're past the books pretty much in all circumstances. So I've got no frame of reference. I'm like Donnie. I'm out of my element. I'm just loving this season. It's balls to the wall. I'd say this last episode was the weakest one so far, and it was still fucking excellent. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I got nothing. And I love it. I love that I don't know, or I don't have any idea what's coming up. I'm expecting a big reveal on Jon Snow's parents sometime this year, but other than that, I got nothing. Mike?
We left off last week with Daenerys on her dragon, yet again rallying all her troops. Is she finally going to get across the water somehow? Who knows? But yeah, I'm with Max. Like, I don't know what to expect episode to episode. Like, Tyrion could just be squashed by a boulder at any point. Like, it feels like no one is safe, which is kind of cool, but also it's very anxiety-inducing as well. All I know is for my Game of Booze stuff, I have been going whiskey-less for a while now, so I need boobs or nudity to show up, and I need someone to fuck somebody because my whiskey has gone untouched for the past 2 weeks, and I need to take shots of that. So I'm looking for that adult content and graphic nudity thing before the show tonight, definitely. But who knows?
Wait a minute. What like pertains graphic nudity?
Well, dude, in the past couple of weeks, what's happened? I've seen boobs.
Khaleesi got naked.
Yeah, she got naked again. There was a close-up of a dude's dick for some reason. He was checking like genital warts.
I think that was a nod to the nudity people. Like, all right, here's some fucking nudity for you. How about a warded up dick? There you go. There's your nudity, you fuckers.
That's the type of nudity I prefer not to drink to, but
Okay, so that's graphic nudity.
Enjoy it. This is Game of Thrones. You think you're gonna get titties? Instead, you get wart dick.
Dude, this week it might just be a full hour dedicated to Hodor still on that door. I'll just cry. Like, it's just an hour's worth of it. I'm like, he's a strong dude, so he'll just be there up against the door.
How about Benjen Stark Cold Hands? I did not put that together from the books. That was fucking awesome.
I completely forgot who that guy was until like they got into conversation with him. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. Shit. But whatever. I don't know. I'm expecting Littlefinger to do another betrayal thing very, very soon. So.
Oh yeah, somebody's got. I mean, this is still the most backstabbingest, like literally backstabbingest season that we've had yet. So I feel like there's more backstabbing to come, both metaphorically and literally.
I mean, who knows? Emilio Estevez might show up, or.
All right, that was our show for tonight. So everybody knows we'll be back Sundays at 8:15 will be our normal time. We may introduce our very first commercial break because halfway through the episode we may have a cast change, which will be just advertisements for Mike's T-shirts, our T-shirts, and Audible, just while we switch up the arrangement. But anyway, go to Mike's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mike McGTV. New episode of To the Chat Cave, tons of new reviews. Check out his review for The Do-Over, so that way you can save yourself an hour and a half of actually watching the movie. I'm assuming that's kind of where this goes.
Yeah.
Kickstarter. The Kickstarter's still going.
Oh, yeah, check out Sean Forney's Kickstarter. It's on our Twitter page, so go there, click the link, and definitely help support that. And from all of us, go watch Game of Thrones. Max will be doing Fancy Chairs at around what time, Max?
I think I'm going to wait a couple more episodes to do Fancy Chairs so we can have a bunch of episodes to talk about.
Okay. We will do some form of a recap on our next podcast. From all of us, have a good night. Oh, we will be having a review of Warcraft Tuesday night. Thank you to everybody who has been getting us premiere tickets to these movies. We appreciate it a lot. Have a great night.